Hi everyone, it's Alyssa here from the Township Library, and today we're going to do our December craft, which is we're making a candle. I feel like it's the perfect craft to do now that we're staying in, we're looking for cozy things, we're looking for that very hygge feel, so burning a candle is just one of those little self-care things that you can do to make yourself feel cozy and warm. And it has to do, if you came to our hygge program last year that we loved and we were going to redo it this year, but instead I'm sending you candles. It's all about the tone of the light, like the warm light that you get from a candle is so different from these fluorescent lights, or maybe the blue light from your phone and your computer, things that we're so consumed with right now. So burning that warm candle is just the smell and the orange glow. It makes you feel calm and cozy and safe and a little happier, right? So that's why we're doing candles today. Actually, spoiler alert, big news, our January project is also a candle, but it's gonna be a little different. January is National Hot Tea Month, so we are doing some things for that to celebrate, especially because, like I said, it's cold, dark, we're going to be inside a lot. So we're doing some special things for Hot Tea Month, so we're making a hot tea candle. So we don't have signups up for that yet. They'll come up soon. Just keep an eye on our social media and our website. So we're doing 2 candles in 2 months, and I hope that you have fun with them. I love making candles and soaps and all those kinds of things. So I'm really excited to share those kinds of crafts with you right now as well. So in your kits, you received wax that is already pre-measured. You're gonna have a little vial of fragrance. I need a dropper because I'm formulating your scents right now. You're gonna watch me in this video figure out which scent blend we are using. So you'll see how I approached making the scent that you get in your little vials today. So that's why I have a dropper. Which is a lot of fun, and you can kind of take the advice in this video, and if you love making candles, just order your own candle making supplies. It's not that expensive, and make your own scent blends. It's so much fun, so hopefully the advice I give you while I'm mixing scents will kind of help inspire you, but you'll see how we get to what's in your little vial. You are getting your candle holder and your wick, which I've already done. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. And I think that's it. That's everything that you need to make a candle, along with your little instruction sheet. And if you didn't get a kit, I'm telling you, it's so easy to get these supplies. You can order from there are so many different websites with supplies. Some of my favorite are the places where we get our fragrance from. I talk about them all the time. If you've been to any programs here at the library where you've made soap or candles or bath bombs, and that's Brambleberry. That's just my personal choice. This is not like a sponsorship or anything. I don't work for them. That's one of my personal choices. And then I got the wax on Amazon, but they also have wax and candle supplies there as well. There's another one, I forget the name of it, but I will put all of that stuff in the description for this video wherever you're watching it. So if you didn't get a kit, you can very easily get yourself the supplies to make lots of candles, not just one. All right, so let's get started. I have all of my supplies ready to go, and we're gonna start making a candle. Okay, so we have all of our supplies laid out so we can get started. So first we're going to talk about the wick, which I have already pre-set because I don't have enough outlets for my glue gun over here. But what you're going to get in your kit is you're going to get your wick just like this. If you've burned candle down to the bottom before, this should be totally familiar to you. So what I did was I squirted just a little bit of hot glue on here and I pressed it down into the center of my vessel. And you want to get it as close to the center as possible when you're eyeballing it, because that way it burns evenly. So, and be aware this little metal thing does get hot when you're using the hot glue, but I just pressed it down as much as I can until it dried to keep it firm. And then what you do, because we don't want that wick to go sideways, which is kind of what it's doing right now, again, we want to keep everything as close to the center to make sure that everything is burning the right way. So then you wrap your wick around a pencil or pen or chopstick, whatever you have handy, and you help balance it in the center. And that way, well, mine doesn't really want to go in the center too much. See, like, we don't want it like that. Your candle's not going to burn evenly. That's a waste. I want it to be like this, but my wick is being a little difficult. There we go. You can go ahead and manipulate your wick. It's okay. So this wick is already wax coated, but let's say you are buying more supplies because you loved this craft. Some of them don't come wax coated, so all you would do is just melt down your wax and just dunk it in, let it dry, and then start this process. But this one's already done for you. Okay, so what I have given you is roundabouts double this vessel. So because it melts down and you know all the little air pockets separated in between these chips disappear, you don't want to just fill it up once, because then your candle's going to be kind of like all the way down here. So you have a pre-measured amount. What you have in your bag is perfect, so you can just go ahead and melt it. What we are using today are these soy wax chips. So soy wax burns really clean, and it burns longer too than regular wax. I have some soy wax candles, not the ones that I made, but that I bought, and I can burn them for hours and they just don't go down the same way that a conventional wax candle that maybe I got at a store burns. So they definitely burn a lot longer, and they're just cleaner too. So I have my hot plate, I have my pot, I have my stirrer here, and so I'm just gonna go ahead and melt this on just a nice low heat. We're not making soup, we're not trying to boil anything. We're just trying to get this to melt down, and it does melt pretty quickly too. So I'm just gonna make it nice and low and make sure that I am stirring every so often so that nothing does accidentally burn. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour this in. I'm gonna hang on to this. I'm gonna turn my hot plate down just to very low, and we'll start to mix our scents while we're waiting for this. You got like a good view here. Okay, so what I actually have here are scents from, like I said, these are from brambleberry.com, and it was actually a collection called the Hygge collection. And so what I have not mixed them, like I said, yet, but this is lingonberry spice, alpine frost, and birch wood. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just sniff them. I think they might smell good together, we'll see, and you can kind of just make it up as I go. So let's see. Alright, here's the birchwood. I love it. It's a little spicy. It's definitely woodsy. It's not cologne-y, but it like airs on the side of that. But it's got a little spice to the wood. I love it. Okay. And then here's the alpine frost. That is fresh and clean and crisp. Very fragrant. And then the lingonberry spice. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's tart, it is very sweet, and there's just a hint of warmth. And so that's why I think the lingonberry spice and the birchwood would smell good together. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of like sniff them together. Not that you can see me doing this right now, but it smells like winter. Oh my gosh, I love it. I don't know if I want to use the alpine frost. Let's see. Alright, we'll get them all together. I think maybe only a drop of the alpine frost. I really like the lingonberry spice and the birchwood together. Alright, we'll see. Okay, So I'm gonna go ahead and in my bowl here, I'm gonna go ahead and mix my scent blend. You would just, eventually you'll pour your wax in here and then just put it in. Alright, so I'm gonna go heavy with the lingonberry. Let's see if we can measure it out. And some birchwood. That's your scent blend that I just made. Okay. Put the excess in here. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to check on my wax, which is starting to melt. So I'm just going to keep giving it a little stir. Oh my gosh, now I can smell it on my hands. It smells so good, and I can smell it in here too. Oh my gosh, it smells great. And I love making candles because you can use scents that I can't use in like soap or sugar scrubs. I always have a lot of people ask about cinnamon scents, which if you don't know if you have a skin reaction to it, you shouldn't use. I thought I was okay with cinnamon scents, and then one day I used a sugar scrub that had a cinnamon fragrance oil in it, and probably, you know, and those are based in real essences. My skin was so bright red and swollen. And that's just a cinnamon thing. So cinnamon's not usually skin safe. So just be careful whether you're making like gingerbread slime with your kids or a sugar scrub, especially with things like sugar scrubs and soaps, because you're really like working that into your skin. Unless you know, don't do it. So it's nice because all of these kinds of spiced scents I can put in a candle because it's not going on my skin. So you can see this is melting down. And I just want to make sure to get it off the sides. It doesn't take that long. It's only been a couple minutes. There's still some little chunks in here, so I'm going to let that finish melting down. I'm just scraping off the last little bits that were on the spoon. I want them to be incorporated as well. I'm using just a little popsicle stick, a stirrer. You could use a plastic spoon, a regular spoon, whatever. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pour this into my working bowl. A little paper dish, little disposable dish is fine for this. I'm gonna turn off my hot plate. I'm gonna go ahead and just pour this right on in here. Carefully so it does not splash. It is very hot. Ooh, I can smell the fragrance blooming already, the little leftover that I had in there. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pour my fragrance right in, give it a good stir. Shake it all out. Oh, I can smell that. It is wonderful, and it smells like you're out with all the evergreens and the snow and the cinnamon sticks. I love this time of year. All right. Oh, it smells very good. And so then what you're gonna do, and I like using the paper plates because it's kind of easy to almost like turn it into a funnel. You're just gonna pour it into your candle. This is one of the easiest, quickest crafts that we have done. And you just pour it on in. Very carefully, I'm gonna move out my little stirring stick so it doesn't get in the way. Oh my gosh, this smells amazing. Very carefully, and it is very hot, so just be careful. And so now your glass is gonna get pretty warm as well, so just watch out for that. And so see, it fills it up pretty high. I did a little under on mine, but your kits are full double. And so now we just leave it. We just leave it to set like that. And you'll see it'll start to turn opaque, but for right now we're gonna leave it undisturbed as possible. Okay everyone, so while that was drying, and my candle is pretty much almost dry, it's still a little warm to the touch, but it's solid enough that I can show you how to wrap this all up. But while that was drying, I went ahead and I filled all of your little vials that you are taking home with your essential oils. It smells so good in here. Not essential oils, fragrance oils, but it smells so good in here. Probably because I spilled some, as always, and I have my little pipette right here. Oh my gosh, it smells like, you know, when you walk into the craft store around winter and they have all the potpourri and the pine cones and the cinnamon sticks and the balsam scents. That's what this smells like. So good. I also went ahead and I cleaned my pot. So what you can do is you can go ahead and just get a little $1 pot that you dedicate to crafting if you think you want to do more of this, which is pretty much exactly what this is. These are all $1 things. You can also just clean it out like I did. So what I did while the wax was still wet is I filled it with cold water, and I was able to scoop up a lot of the wax and throw it in the garbage. Then I went and warmed it up again with hot water because this soy wax has a low melting point. And I used soap and a paper towel, and I scrubbed all the rest of the residue away and tossed that in the trash. And I gave it one final rinse in the sink, again with soap and water, and now my pot is clean. As long as you're not putting the fragrance in your pot, it's okay to just clean and use as you normally would. Once you start putting fragrance in your things, you just don't want to mix with food anymore because the smell sticks around forever. So yes, so I finished filling all of your bags with wax. So some of you are going to have little beads, some of you are going to have little flakes like you saw in my video. A lucky 1 or 2 of you are going to have both. But they work the same. So if you see that I had flakes in my video and you have beads, they work exactly the same. They just apparently came from slightly different manufacturers, or they were made during different times, whatever, what have you. So, same thing. Okay, but I'm gonna show you how to wrap this up. So I have my candle here. It's still a little warm to the touch, but see how it is set. I think it got to this state in about an hour, I'm gonna say. It didn't really take that long. It depends on the temperature and the airflow in your environment, whatever it is, but I can remove my pencil now. And just like with any candle, oh my gosh, it smells so good. This makes me so happy. Just like with any candle, you're gonna go ahead and trim your wick. Obviously, you are not gonna burn it with this wick because that's a fire hazard, just the same as you would trim any candle that you bring home. So I'm gonna go ahead and just trim my wick. Really easy to trim, and now my candle is done. You can see, there it is. And that's it. And if you would like to dress it up a little bit, you can go ahead and add ribbon around, and you can glue your ribbon in place. You can go ahead, you could, before you start, if you have like glass etching stuff, or if you wanted to decoupage something on here, just remember you are using fire, so just watch, you know, never leave a burning candle unattended, right? But haven't we all learned that? So just watch. If you are decorating and adding beautiful embellishments to your candle, just make sure you are keeping it in a well-watched spot while you are burning it. You could add like little holly berries and pine cones, whatever it is. There's so many cute things. I have this cute little burlap ribbon with snowflakes on it. That's cute, actually. I really like that. So there are just so many different options. This smells so good. I absolutely love it. This is such a warm, wintry, cozy scent. And I hope that you all like it as much as I do. And I hope that you enjoy the process of making the candle. You know, it was quick. It was easy. It's not that complicated when you have the supplies. And I hope you all enjoy it as much as I did. It was very relaxing. And, you know, not today, but tomorrow. I think you're supposed to kind of let them cure for 24 hours. But like I said, it took about an hour for it to get to this hardened state where now I could move it around and just put it wherever. Not today, but tomorrow, I'm going to go ahead and light it and fill up my house with this fragrance. And I know this is our last craft for the year, but like I said, we have crafts to look forward to next year, starting with our tea candle in January and many more to come. So, see you then. All right, everyone. Bye.